Welcome to Learn and Draw. I am Anup Desai, working as lecturer. In this video, we learn to draw an example of isometric projections using the Autocad software. So, in the problem, an orthographic view of an object will be given. So, we have to convert it into isometric view. So, we can do this by using the isometric axis, that is the x-axis, y-axis and the z-axis. So along the x-axis we have to draw the length of an object. Along the y-axis we have to draw the height of an object, and along the z-axis we have to draw the width of an object. So the x-axis will be drawn at an angle of 30 degrees to the baseline, y-axis at an angle of 90 degrees to the baseline, and z-axis on the right side at an angle of 30 degrees to the baseline. In the Autocad, so we can draw this axis by using the F5 button. So we can change the cursor to X, Y and Z axis using the F5 option. Now let's start drawing. Problem 1 of isometric projection. So this is the question. So as you can see the question, it is given in the orthographic projections, that is they have given the front view of an object and the top view of an object. So using this we have to solve this into isometric projections. Now for solving this problem, first let's set the basics, that is limits, units. Okay, so units, so for units we'll type units units and we'll press enter. So here you can see it is millimeter, so we'll set the precision to 0 and press OK. So next is we have to set the limits, so we'll type limits, limits, press enter. Now the lower left corner always it should be 0, so we'll type 0 tab 0 enter. Next, the upper right corner, is decided according to our size of our figure. As you can see the figure, it is made up of 60 into 60. Okay, so we can take this approximately as 200, tab 200 enter. Okay, so next set the zoom, we'll press Z, enter, A, enter. Now as you can see we have set our limits and units. So next step is to draw the figure in the isometric projection. So as you can see the cursor is in the orthographic view, so we have to change this cursor into isometric view. For that we have to type a new command. So in the command, so you can type this as snap styl, so that is snap styl, and press enter. Now it is asking the value, so give the value as 1, then press enter. Now you can see here on the screen the cursor is now changed to the isometric view. Okay, so now the drawing will be drawn in the isometric view in along the x-axis, y-axis and the z-axis. So to change the axis, so we have to use an icon called F5. So on pressing F5 the axis will be changed. Okay, so as you can see the axis is changing when I press the F5 button. Okay, so first let's draw this. So here as you can see the whole figure is made up of two components. First one is the, as you can see, a square prism at the bottom. It is made up of 60 sides and it is made up of a height of 20 mm. Above that there is a square pyramid of base 40 and height 50. So we will do this step by step. That is, we will first draw the bottom part, height 20 and the sides of 60. Then over that we will draw this square pyramid. Okay, so for the bottom part, so we'll click on line. First draw the length here. As you can see, it is a square of 60 mm side, so we'll click somewhere the first point. Next, here we'll select here ortho mode. Okay, so you can select ortho mode or you can click F8 for ortho mode. So here you can see you will get the straight line for ortho mode. So here we'll type 60. Since the side is 60, press enter. Next we need to draw along the z axis. So for that we have to change the axis. So I'll type F5. Now the axis is changed. I will type 60, press enter. So again 60, press enter. Next again 60, press enter and enter. So by typing 2 times enter, so will come out of the option. Okay, so now next step is we have to draw the height. As you can see, the height is 20 mm. So again select the line. So on each points we have to draw the line of height 20 mm. So from this point, so I will type F5 to change the axis. 20, press enter. So as you can see, I have drawn this one. So I have drawn one line of 20 mm height. So we can similarly we can draw on all the other sides, or you can use the copy option, okay, to draw this. So for that, what I will do is I will use the copy option. Here I will select copy. So I will select this object. Okay, so then I will press enter. Next I will copy this to this point, second point and the third point. See, I have copied this line to all the other points. So we can do this by drawing this on all the points, or you can copy. So we can do the any one method. Next is we have to join all these points. For that, select the line option, draw this, join to this line. Next, click on F5, join to this point. Next, again click F5, then join to this point, then join to this point. See, now we have drawn the bottom part, that is square of 60 mm. Okay, so when we see this figure, the three lines at the back side are not seen. Okay, so we have to draw this in the dotted lines. To change this to dotted, so we have to go to here properties, next line type. Okay, so next click on other. So here we have to load this. So as you can see, ISO dash. So click on ISO dash and press on OK. Next we'll add one more for the axis line, load. So ISO long dash, short dash. So this is the symbol for the axis line. So we'll select this one, press OK. Okay, so next we'll press OK. So then these three lines are at the background, we'll make it dotted. For that, first let's select these three lines. Next go to the properties here, then line type. So here we'll select this dotted line. Okay, so here as you can see, we have drawn the dotted line. So next is we have to draw the square over this. For that, first let's draw the axis line. Okay, so to draw the axis line, So we'll select the line option here. Next, from this center point, we'll draw a line to meet the other center point. Enter, repeat line. Next, center point of this one will meet to this point. Next, to change it to axis line, so we'll select these two lines here. Okay. So next, what I will do is go to properties here. Okay. So next, here I will change this to axis line, right? So now you can see here these lines are changed to axis line. So next step here is we have to draw the square inside this axis. Okay, to draw this, so there are two methods. One method is we can copy the lines. Okay, so one more method is we can draw this manually. To draw the inside square, which is made up of 40 mm, okay, outside is 60 mm. So 60 minus 40 is, we'll get it as 20 mm. Okay, so here on the left side 10 mm and on the right side 10 mm. So we have to draw two lines leaving 10 mm on both the sides. Okay, for that I will select the line option here. Next, from this point, what I will do, I will not click anything. I will just drag this along this line. As you can see, I have dragged this. Okay, so here it is showing as extension, right? So here I have to type 10, since the inside square is at a distance of 10 mm from the outside square. Okay, so I have to type 10 and press enter. Next, I will draw a line here of length 60, press enter. Then again press enter. So I have drawn one line. Okay, so similarly we have to draw one more line. So that is repeat line from this point. So I have to drag here like this. Okay, so then I will type 50, right? Then press enter. So I will get a line at this point. Next I will type here length equal to 60 and press enter. See, I have drawn this. Similarly, we have to draw this on the other side also. That is, I will select a line here. Okay, so from this point I will drag to the other point. First line at 10 mm. Okay, so F5, length 60, press enter, press enter. Next, similarly, repeat line. From this point I will use the extension, length is 50, press enter. Okay, so next, length is 60, press enter, enter. Now as you can see, I have drawn the square inside the other square. Okay, so now I have to delete the unwanted lines. For that I will select the trim option. So here is there is trim option here. I will select trim. So first we have to select the opposite line where we have to trim. So I will select this line, then press enter. So now we can trim the opposite ends. So I can trim this line, then I can trim this line. Press enter, repeat trim, select this line, press enter. Now I can trim this line and this line. Again press enter, right click, repeat trim, select the line, press enter, then trim the both lines. Next, last one, repeat trim, click on this line, press enter, then here trim these two lines. Okay, so as you can see, I have drawn this square inside one more square. Okay, so the last step now left is we have to draw this pyramid of height equal to 50 mm. So while we draw the pyramid, the height should be measured from the center point. Okay, so this is the center point. So I will select the line again, I will select this center point and I will click on F5 to get the y-axis. Along the y-axis, I will type the distance as 50, press enter. Okay, press enter. Now I have drawn the height. I have to now join this height along all the planes, all the corners. Okay, so I'll select the line again. So I will unselect this ortho mode, click on this one, next join to this point, enter. Similarly, repeat line, select this line and join to this point, enter, repeat line, select this point and join to this line, enter. Now the pyramid is completed, but there are few lines which are at the back side. Okay, as you can see, this line, this line, this line and this line are at the background. Okay, so we have to show this in the dotted lines. For that, what we will do is, first there is this line, complete line is there, we have to cut this line to obtain this. To cut this line, so we have to go to modify, and here there are two options. One is break, second one is break at a point. What happens when we select break is the line will be breaked, that is the line will be cut. But when we select break at a point, the line will break into two parts. So we need to select this option, that is break at a point. Okay, so I will select this option, that is break at a point. First step is to select the object, so I will select this object. Now the second step is where we have to break, so we have to break exactly at this intersection. Okay, click on here, then press enter. Now the line is break. Then the second one is this line we have to break. For that, again here go to break at a point, select object, then press enter. Next we have to select where we have to break. So here, as you can see, we have to break at this intersection. Okay, so now again press enter to come back. So now we have breaked all these lines. So now we will give this as dotted line. For that, let's select this line, line 1, line 2. So this is the third line and this is the fourth line. So these four lines are at the background, so we have to make it as dotted lines. For that, I will go to properties. Here I will change it to dotted. As you can see, these lines are shown in dotted lines. We can name the dimensions. So to name the dimensions, so here as you can see, we will select here linear option, select this point, select the other point, 50 mm. Next, repeat, select this point and up to the center. So it is 50 mm. Next, for slant lines, we have to select here aligned dimension. So here we can select first point and the second point. So you can see 60 mm. Next, repeat first point, second point. So that is 40 mm. So now the problem is completed. Thank you for watching the video. For more videos on AutoCAD, subscribe to my channel Learn and Draw.